G'day everyone, JoeRilla again, and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play episode number, hang on, episode 8. I'll get it together eventually. Excuse me. Alright, so first off, I just want to apologise there. If you watched the time of me recording this, no one's bloody watched them, but I recorded a couple of tutorials and I had the windows open and oh, let me wait from that portal. I had the windows open because even in springtime in Queensland, which it's nearly summer now, it gets bloody hot, and electricity is expensive. So instead of running the aircon, I was playing games with the windows open, and because it had rained and it was very humid, all the magpies were out, and I'm not sure if you know about magpies, but they are not quiet birds, and you can hear just this symphony in the background of bloody magpies. So if you go and watch that and that's disturbing you or upsetting you, sorry. Didn't realise I was editing it, and I'm like, well, I'm not bloody re-recording it, so bugger it, I'll just keep it as is. This cow. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do some building. I've had enough of farms for now. That just did my head in. I edited a lot of it out of the previous episode, but I did call it Minecart Woes for a reason. Jesus, this cough will never leave me. Yeah, I called it that for a reason because it just did my head in. It's an absolute nightmare. But anyway, as you can see, this campsite, it's getting a bit small. Like, this is just a temporary thing because, well, I needed it. But yeah, no, I can't stay in this forever. This is, as I said, this is the starter house, which well, we're a bit further than starting out now. We've got my campfire. We've got this big hole in the ground, which I am slowly but surely working on. I'm not going to show you the boring bits because that's just digging. No one wants to watch me digging, not unless I'm doing something entertaining over the top with the voiceover. But let's face it, doing this late at night, it's probably not going to be too entertaining. This is gone because this is going to be something. I've got a rough idea of what I want to do with it, but yeah, I just need to sort of figure it out because I want to combine two different styles that you wouldn't normally see combined, and I want to see if I can make it work just for something a bit different. So what we're going to do today, I'm not sure if you ever watched or had a go at the Keel Minecraft server that Doc M77 was running. Oh, well, at the time of me making this, it was a little bit ago. I need to do something about that. But I took part, and my build, excuse me, my chair, my build was a pub. Now, my pub was kind of based off one in real life that exists in Brisbane. And I keep shooting myself in the foot because I seem to just have this tendency to pick things from real life that are horrendously ugly and therefore very difficult to make look good in Minecraft. So I'm going to get some blocks. I need to get rid of that shit up there. That's got to go. So yeah, it was an entirely brick building. I tried to make it look as good as possible. Obviously, I didn't win anything, but that's fine. I had a lot of fun taking part. Got to play with some interesting folk. Hey Leo, if you're watching, hit me up. Anyway, so I'm just gonna pillar up and get rid of those leaves. Oh, by the way, I am not once again using a snapshot. I watched Suzuma's Void's video about it in the last couple of. Oh, I was on the couch and then I fell asleep. Watched his video, and yeah, I am not running the risk of this world getting corrupted. You know, I'm a busy man. You know, I've got you know I've got a full-time job. You know, wife, 2 kids. You know, home business. I, you know, finding time for this is hard enough. That's why it's not despawning. You know, as much fun as this is, it's something I have to do late at night to find time to do it. So, yeah, I really would not want to mess it up and have to do it twice and start again. So, yeah, until I have more dedicated time for this, I need to turn my sounds down, hold up. Until I have more dedicated time for this, well, I can't. Simple as that. So, no, not that. I'm guessing it's probably that. Probably. Sorry, my OCD is kicking in. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do, it's not going to be completed today, obviously, because I've only mapped out small bits of it in creative, is we are going to build a pub. It's not going to be like the last one. This one's actually going to look halfway decent. So, as you can see, I've cleared out this area and mapped out the area. I think it's, what did I count it out as? I think it was 21 by 19 or something like that. Give or take a couple of blocks. Where the sand is where the corners are. Well, corners in inverted commas. Where's the sun at? I might just quickly go and sleep. So I'm going to go and sleep, get rid of the night. And once I've done so, I'll get back to you and we'll start building. Seems I have a visitor. G'day, mate. Oh. Hope you enjoy your stay in the overworld. Hey, mate. What if I can catch him? Nah, can't be bothered. I'll probably accidentally hit him with a pick. I'll just leave him to his own devices. So, what we're going to go for is, this is going to be the dead front of the pub. So this is going to be the front wall. And then I think over here, I'm not going to, as I said, probably not going to get to it this episode, but this is going to be like a deck. Like a sort of front patio where you can like sit and drink and do what you do at a pub. Usually if you're outside, you're drinking. Now, resources. My inventory's a bit packed. The smart man would have brought a chest over. Well, actually, one thing I will do very quickly is... What? Give me that. Alright, I need that for... well, I just need it. I don't need a reason to need that. So, let's get me some planks. Let's piss them off. And those, I don't need them. I also need a bunch of these. Go back there. I need some stairs. That's probably enough. And yep, we'll get started. I'm doing this from memory now. I did, as I say, I did build it in creative, but I can't remember everything I did. I'm such a professional. Look at me go. Right. So, now, not sure how many building videos you've watched, but it's a given. Odd numbers are just better. So it was a 3-wide door, and then we had, if I remember correctly, I think it was jungle wood. It was either jungle or dark oak. It's one of the two. No, I remember now. I don't think it very well might have been. So I'll just run with it for now. Change it as we go. It doesn't have to be exactly what I did before. Now, the reason that this is going to be so big is because to build something that looks half decent in this game, you need to have layers, because otherwise you end up with, like, you know, that's not so bad, really. really, but let's say for example I didn't have these, like you got no texture. See this, you can see it's recessed, that is recessed, so is that. It's not just one big flat wall, as opposed to something like this. Like obviously this is generated, but you know, if you were to build that, like it's a flat wall, like even though it has got, you know, textures on it, like, you know, that, etc., there's no depth to it, so it doesn't look like, it doesn't look, for lack of a better term I guess, doesn't look real. Like it just looks like it looks as though someone's just painted the wall, like instead of it actually being, you know, something three-dimensional. So, you know, that's why, you know, you have the glass panes, you know, the fence posts. This is not a good example. This was sort of a throw together, and as I said from before, you know, it was something I sort of shot myself in the foot with. You know, it's your average 150-year-old shearing shed looks like an absolute, you know, piece of crap. So, you know, obviously, you know, you'd look like a piece of crap too after 150 years, but, you know, it's just the truth. So next was 3 of these, and then 1, 2. So that's why all these various different blocks and items and stuff like that are necessary, because otherwise it would just be boring. Now, yeah, so noisy place. And the thing with this pub is that I'm making, it's going to have an upstairs too. Now, not all pubs. This is, I think, from things I've seen on TV, which as we know is always correct. In England or Great Britain or whatever you want to call it, you know, the place that calls the place that would call me a dirty southern convict. That's true, apparently. That's how Australia was colonised. Yeah, they have pubs that, and you sort of see them here, like out in the country and stuff like that. Like I think out in Forest Hill, I think that has what I'm about to talk about. Has, you know, rooms that you can rent out and stay in. You don't really see it that much because, you know, most people just go to the pub, sink a few, and then go home, which is what I would do, you know, or stumble home, depending on how crazy you went, depending on if it was a special occasion or not. So that's what is going to be happening here. You'll have the pub downstairs, like, you know, the eating and the drinking, or mostly the drinking and yahooing, and then upstairs I'm going to have, well, it'll sort of be dressed up as if it was going to be, you know, multiple rooms, but it's going to be like one big sort of living space that looks like multiple, like, you know, 2 or 3 different bedrooms. And that's just going to be a little bit of an upgrade from the tent over there, because, you know, there's just chests everywhere, they're all full and it's starting to annoy me. And then underneath is going to be, I'm going to sort of dress it up to be almost like a wine cellar, for lack of a better term. It's not actually going to be a wine cellar, because most pubs in this country, like, they serve wine, but they don't, if that makes sense. Like, it's an option, but it's an option that does not usually get selected. Now, what the heck did I do this? I might just very quickly reference my creative build. Just give me a sec. Alright, I could not have got this more wrong if I tried. Okay, so I didn't think it was looking right. So this bit's fine, but yeah. And obviously, you know, I don't always plan everything out, as you've seen. Like, even though I've only 8 episodes into this series, you know, there's been a lot of mishmash going on. And, you know, and you can usually tell when I know what I'm doing and when I don't. So the only bit I got about this that was right was that, but that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There's a bit of pixel art going on here as well, which I know not everyone's a fan of, but well, what do you do? I've already forgotten what half of this was. I do remember that bit, and then that was like that. But you'll see what I mean as it takes shape. I've got to go sleep again. I need to bring a bed down here. I'm bloody disorganised, I tell you. Don't know how I managed to stay so organised in real life. Anyway, let me go do that. Be right back. Alright, so hopefully I won't need to do that again, because, yeah, that's starting to get very old very quickly. Alright, so, I'm going to get rid of this pillar. I love efficiency 5 on a shovel, that's so quick. Alright, now, I need to get over here. I need to not do accents or, you know, talk like that. And I'm going to need to split this up into stairs. And some slabs. Oh, jeez. Wow. So I need to find something to do with... Oh, here you go, just get rid of that. There we go. Excellent. Alright, so give me some stairs. I'm probably going to need more than that, but this will do for now. So, place a block. Oh, where's the logs? Jeez. So organised, I know. Like that. And then... excuse me. On this side it was... My memory is atrocious, it really is. I think it was... yeah, it was this way. So we've got... stair. And then, whoopsies, stair. So I didn't really need that place a block at all, did I? No, I didn't. Oh dear. It's late. And I'm tired. The things I do for my hobbies. Now this was like that. Yeah. So what we're going for obviously is, you know, a sort of more 3D effect. Now I need my slab. Actually, before I do, that across like that, and then it was. Now you'll see as I do this how it starts to take shape, because it is meant to be something. Yeah, like that. It was so much easier to create, if I tell you. Whilst I'm here, I might not do that bit just yet. I need a pillar up. Don't need glowstone at the moment. There we go. So, and I've got it wrong again. This is where I bought in this stuff. I wonder if you can hear that out my window. There's a siren going. Then there was... get rid of this pillar. Yep, good. Very good. You sort of see what it might be yet? You're probably not going to see it until I do the whole front. Right, I might just build a little bit of this off camera, because I'm sort of finding it hard to concentrate and do that sort of stuff. So give me a minute and I'll be back shortly. Tell you what, it's so much easier trying to, you know, do things from your memory while you're not recording. Can you tell what it is yet? I bet you won't guess. It's not finished yet, and no, it's not a turd. It has eyes. Turds do not traditionally have eyes. Anyways, I'm going to continue building this facade, and I'll be back shortly. I'm probably not going to build a hell of a lot of this on camera, because I'm constantly switching between I saved a screenshot of it from creative mode, and I'm just switching between it just to, you know, remember what the hell I did, because I was really happy with it. I spent a good hour on it, and the end result was really good. And, you know, when I'm freestyling it, it's a lot easier to, you know, talk and build, but when I'm trying to remember stuff, it's a lot harder. So in this instance, a lot of this is going to be built off camera. So I'm going to continue my building and be back with you shortly. Can you guess yet? Can you guess what this is meant to look like? Or what it accidentally ended up looking like, I should say. Alright. If not, I'll put the glass in these windows and see if you can work it out. Any final guesses? No? Okay, nah, it's a mosquito. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a mozzie. Why? Well, it started out as a space invader, and then I put the windows in, and they just turned out to look like wings. So it was kind of quite by accident, but I've kept it in that way because that is pretty pertinent to life in Queensland, especially where I live. I live in a housing development that was built on a swamp. Obviously, it looks a bit nicer than that, but you know, essentially, it's just a wetland that they developed. But they left a lot of the stagnant water lying around, so there's mosquitoes everywhere. And it's the same, and it's, in Queensland, it's what they call subtropical. It's very humid and very hot. My PC could not stay cool with an air cooler. It's that hot and humid, even with the aircon on. Okay, with the aircon on, it was fine, but the load that I put it under, and especially now that it's received a rather heavy overclock, yeah, liquid all the way. Anyways, I digress. So this is the facade of the pub, which, I think personally is, fairly nice, fairly fitting to this environment. I do like the contrast. I don't usually build with jungle. It's not something that I often gravitate towards, but I think it's turned out alright. Now, I'm not just going to be building a facade, obviously. There's going to be a lot more to it than that. I did build this slightly off-center, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to go... Let's put this glass away. Oh, God, mother of inventory, look at it. Anyway, I have a habit of doing this. Diagonal, like, not corners, but, diagonals. I don't know why, it just seems to add something to it. I've got no idea. I just do what I do. Okay, so we're not finished with the front yet. There is still more to go into it, but I'm just I'm just building the rest of the structure. Shortly, I'm gonna check the episode, see how long it's been going for, and make a decision as to what to do from. I have not, in any way, shape, or form, planned out the back yet, so I might leave that there. So I'm not gonna do the whole wall. I'm just gonna draw them, and then check the episode, and then whatever we do next will be largely dependent on how much time I've got left. Okay, so I've got a little bit of time left. Well, I said I was going to do that, and I didn't. Oh, wow. Planning. This is probably why no one wants to collaborate with me. Not that I've really asked people or anything, but, just planning's completely going out the window. Anyway, there's a little bit more to do on the facade, and I might do a tiny little bit of it on the camera because I remember it. Let me just eat. Which I was eating in real life. I'm bloody hungry. Nice steak. Medium rare. Rare or medium rare is the only way to go there. If you have a steak well done, you should just stop and order chicken. Sorry. I know everyone's entitled to their opinion, but that's just what I've got a couple of mates who are chefs, and yeah, if anyone orders a well done steak, he said the temptation to like vandalize it, for lack of a better term. He said the temptation is just insane because it's like, what are you doing, man? Chefs hate it. So know that if you order from a restaurant or a pub a steak that is anything more done than medium, inside you're slowly killing the chef. Alright, so this is going to be like a big sort of circular thing, just to sort of make this panel look a bit less uninteresting. And it's going to be filled with leaves, just to sort of tie in with my theme. So obviously everything I'm building, you know, it's tying in with the theme, like tying in with the theme. So obviously, you know, we've got the jungle over there, and this is just got a strange environment. Like if you were to think in real life, you wouldn't really see this. A nice lush tropical jungle right next to a barren red sandy clay mess. You know, this is very sort of strange, and because the border is right there, you know, got to be sort of careful with the building style. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be building too much over there other than the campsite, so that's not so bad. You know, things that carry that sort of theme are going to be fairly easy. Down here is where I'm focusing on, because this is the flat ground. This is where my little village, in inverted commas, is going to be. But, yeah, the pub is the current focus. Now, what was I doing down here other than rambling? Oh, yeah, that's right, I was doing... what was it? Blocks. That's it. Yeah. There it is in all its glory. Now I'm not going to bother with the actual roof shape this episode because I'm kind of running a little low on time for it. But I will be doing it probably off camera tomorrow night. Who knows? But yeah, this is going to be what the facade looks like. Obviously, the roof sits about along that line there. So some of those blocks will be shaved off and it'll be looking a lot nicer. But oops, well, I need to come down anyway. But we're going to stop working on the front for now, and it's going to do a quick trip around the side. Now, the way I'm going to make this is a bit out of the ordinary, but whatever. How tall did I want this? Wasn't counting. But what I'm going to do is build a whole solid wall of jungle planks, and then knock out the ones I don't want. Somehow that's just how my brain sees it being easier. You know, you might find another way easier. Who knows? Everyone's different, and that is going to be too tall. Oh dear, that's fine. I might drop it just the one more. So that's just a waste of axe durability. Good on you, JoeRilla. Always a thinking man, always well organised and well prepared. Yeah, right. And someday pigs will fly. Anyway, that's enough of that's enough of that. All right, now, yeah, that's okay. Now, what we're going to go for is something kind of similar to what is in the Netherwart farm, that swirly pattern, but I'm going to go a step further and make it look even more sort of nice. And that's the reason I do this. Is I usually do this to integrate redstone into these builds, but for this, it's to integrate more texture. And what I mean, I'll show you once I fill in this panel, is I'm going to be going for like sort of two swirls, like I'm not sure you can call them swirls, which is they go like a wave almost. You know, for two of them made out of leaves, because you know this is a pub in the tropics, and probably serving, you know, some sort of tropical beer, which honestly, unless it's on tap, isn't that good. I am a proud Queenslander, but I'll be one of the first people to admit that our beer is pretty terrible. Because what have we got? We've got 4X, which is only good on tap. Great Northern from up near Cairns, which I've tried it, I didn't like it. And Powers Gold, which it tastes like watered down piss. Australian beer, it's better from the southern states. I'm sorry, fellow Queenslanders, it's the truth. From Tassie, James Bogues, and from Victoria, Carlton Dry. That's the beer choice. I'm sorry, that's the way it's got to be. It's just the way it is. I would be I would be shot by most of my fellow statesmen if I was caught saying stuff like that, but hey, it's the truth. And New South Wales beer isn't very good either, so, you know, Tui's and whatever. What's that one they make? Han. Also, if you're watching from outside Australia, just whilst I'm on the topic of beer, no one in Australia drinks Foster's. Don't know why. Well, I do know why. It doesn't taste very nice, but I don't know why it's so heavily exported, and everyone seems to think that that's what we drink. It's not. No one drinks it. Anyway, I digress. Once again, I need some slabs. I don't need more slabs than that. Just to get this and see what I'm doing there. Just on each corner one. Well, corner, diagonal, whatever you want to call it. It's just to sort of break up the blockiness and make it look like more of a curve. You sort of see what I'm getting at there. Okay, let's just go make up some slabs. Because, yeah, I mean, obviously, Minecraft's made of blocks and cubes, and, you know, that's what you got to work with. But, you know, that's, you know, where your skill as a builder comes in. You know, you got to work with what you've got to, you know, get your result. You know, get your builds looking mad. You know, that's why, you know, people say, you know, oh, they need to add this to the game, they need to add that to the game. Don't go too crazy with it, because you'll take away. Oh, I missed something clearly. I don't think that should be there. You know, you add too much to the game, and you take away from its, you know, beautiful simplicity. You know, obviously having stuff in it's awesome. You know, who doesn't like having new stuff to play with? But, you know, everything in moderation. And I'm not feeling this. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong. Maybe I have to slab this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can live with that. That's fine. But yeah, if you want to add more stuff to the game, just play mods. I love mods. I love mod packs. But one thing I will say, they do seem to be a hell of a lot more fun with your mates. Go sleep again, and I'll do the other one. Alright, so here's the completed sidewall. Now, obviously it does look a bit sort of odd. There will be a roof panel down there at some point. But that's the sort of design that, I don't know, I think it's kind of different. I like the waviness. I've buggered up this one. It doesn't look quite right. See, that one looks good. This one looks uneven somehow. I think I've cocked it up one way or another. Yeah, I don't know. I've done something wrong. Am I going to fix it? Oh no, God no. That's terrible. Anyway, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to change the direction. So here this sort of waves upwards. I'm going to be waving that one downwards. Just for a bit of variety. So I'll get onto that. I'll tell you what, all this talk of beer is making me very thirsty. How tall did I make that? I forgot to count. Why did I walk around that way? So, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 tall. So let's get me thing. So we're already out. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need another. Oh, you mess with me. Another 3 of them. I'll fill this in, and then I'll get back to you with the design. Alright, so that's... Not sure if you had that, just my phone. That is the other side. I sort of worked it, the curve, it's... It could be worse. Like, honestly, it's a sidewall with a little bit of detail on it. I'm not overly fast. Yeah, the main attraction of not just this, most of my builds, I guess, is the frontage and then the interior. Yeah, I'd like to think I know how to make an interior, but yes, obviously that's going to be masked off. I might even turn it into some sort of feature. that'll be turned into a feature, but upstairs, you know, this is all planning. I'm running a bit short on time, so we're going to wrap it up in a minute. But yeah, next episode, I'll probably do the backside. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but well, sure, I'll work it out. The roof, and then interior walls, possibly. I'll see how I go for time. Also, I will apologise in advance. You probably, you know, have seen that the last 4 videos I did came out in the space of 2 days, or 2 or 3 days. That's because I had some time. I sat down, and I recorded a bunch of stuff all at once. That's not the new standard, unfortunately. Whenever I can do stuff like that, I will, but it's not going to be a regular thing. As far as like the videos I've been doing, I said it in the Simple Planes video, which I am going to continue as a series. I'm absolutely loving Simple Planes, and GoldenEye Source as well. I'm going to be keeping going with that. Unfortunately, though, I'm really not feeling No Man's Sky, so I am going to drop it. I just, yeah, it just, as I explained in the Simple Planes video, I just can't seem to make entertaining content with it. Like, it's a fun enough game, but the focus of it is exploration, and that's all well and good, but I'm not much of an explorer. Like, I'll explore a Minecraft world because I want stuff. Like, I know that because I've explored about 1,000, 1,200 blocks that way, there's a village where I'll cart some villagers over into here to, you know, get a breeder going, and then, you know, inject a bit of life into this joint. Over there, about, I think, 800 blocks that way, and then a couple hundred blocks that way is a witch hut, which eventually I'll make a witch farm out of. And, you know, and that's what I get out of exploring, because then I can, you know, get stuff and make stuff, whereas No Man's Sky, you just explore for the sake of it, which is all well and good. You know, I'm not knocking it. It's a great game, but for me, I can't seem to make, you know, what is to me entertaining content from it. So yeah, I'm dropping it. But anyways, that's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I keep forgetting to say at the end of each episode, I do have Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you want. That's JoeRilla_AUS, I think. Pretty sure that's what it is. It's something very similar. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.